The violent Intifada was the second Palestinian uprising against Israel that took place between 2000 and 2005. It was a period of intense violence between Israel and Palestine. When Israel's opposition leader Ariel Sharon visited Jerusalem's Temple Mount, it caused tensions to boil over because control over the sacred site has been questioned. The uprising started at the Al-Aqsa Mosque the next day. Palestinian protesters went there and threw stones at Jewish worshippers below them. Israeli security responded by shooting at them with rubber-coated bullets and real ammunition. They ended up killing 5 Palestinians, and the Second Intifada ensued. Israel and Palestine had a peace agreement between them called the Oslo Accords. It was meant as a peace treaty and to fulfill the right of Palestinian people to self-determination. After 7 years of the Oslo Treaty, both Israelis and Palestinians began to lose their trust in each other and the treaty. Israelis felt that withdrawing its forces from parts of the Gaza Strip and West Bank did not bring them any security, while Palestinians felt that Israelis had no real interest in helping create a Palestinian state. This discontent was also fueled by the failure of the Camp David summit in 2000, which was meant to find an agreement over territory, Israel's security problems, and many other issues. Palestine felt that they could control all the land they controlled before 1967. Palestine felt that Israel was ignoring their requirements and not negotiating fairly. At the end of September, a Palestinian man and his 12-year-old son were caught up in an armed clash between Israeli and Palestinian forces in Gaza. The son was killed and the father was wounded. The entire sequence of events was filmed, and the pictures became, for Palestinians, a symbol of Israeli lack of concern for Palestinian lives. A couple of weeks later, 2 Israeli soldiers were killed by a Palestinian mob. The images of the body of one of the soldiers being thrown from the window of the police station with a Palestinian policeman waving bloody hands at the crowd became a symbol of Palestinian brutality. This differentiated the Second Intifada from the first because it was obvious that this was going to be violent. The Israeli army used weapons including tanks, helicopters, and guns against Palestinians, and the Palestinians could not fight back against all the heavy artillery used by the Israeli army. So their way of fighting back was by attacking civilians with suicide bombings in public places, which became a major tactic in the Second Intifada. The Israelis began to blame the Palestinian forces for the attacks, believing that they were involved with which further fueled the mistrust between Palestine and Israel. Israel began to try to fight the Intifada by destructing Palestinian security organizations. They would kill suspected perpetrators of violence, including political leaders. They also arrested minors believing they had secret evidence. Palestinians faced many hardships. Many of their homes were damaged, public facilities were destroyed, they had daily curfews and road closures. This led to an economic crash and high poverty. The Second Intifada was a crime against humanity. After the Second Intifada, Israel constructed a wall of separation. Israel built it as a security barrier against terrorism, but many Palestinians believe that it was built on the basis of racism and segregation.